as you know, if you happen to come back from an area which is not in the travel corridor, then you must quarantine. It's 14 days, actually 15, because you don't release till the end of the last day. That means that for a lot of people, travel's not been a possibility. And of course, the travel corridors change around each week as the Joint Biosecurity Centre look at the data and they work out which countries we should and shouldn't be visiting. So that 14 days quarantine creates a big problem. What we've now managed to do is, through private testing capacity and at the cost of the traveller, say that if you can take a test as early as 5 days after returning, and if it is negative, you may be released from quarantine. And it is, I think, the first of a whole series of steps which will start to get our great airline industry back in the air, enable people to start travelling for business and seeing family and the rest of it.
Allowing that the cost is between £65 and £120, there is a suggestion, of course, this is only to enable the rich.
Well, first of all, I'd say, particularly in these times, travel for a lot of people is quite a discretionary activity. And what we haven't wanted to do is take away that precious testing capacity from the doctors and the nurses and the teachers, all of whom we need to be at work, and people being able to go to work as well, literally. So, yes, we have wanted to keep it apart from that. I do also think you're right. The private sector have indicated costs of between 65 and 120. I think what we'll see as this comes in is those costs being driven down as more enter the market, and some of these new types of tests called lateral flow, those are the ones that give you the answers within 30 minutes, as they start to meet the very exacting standards that we've required for these tests. I think we'll see the price probably drop quite quickly.
To what sort of level do you imagine?
Well, I don't know is the answer, but I do know that with lateral flow tests, people talk about eventually getting to tests which are, a few pounds. Right. Whether that will happen quickly enough, I don't know, because I think coming down the line after this new system, we've got the mass testing, which gives us the potential to say to people, no quarantine at all when you travel. You could come back, take a test every day for 7 days and be released. Now, that's not what we're announcing today, to be clear, just to avoid confusion. And then, of course, the third big stage, vaccines and going back to life as normal and people being able to travel as normal. So I think this is the first stage off the ground, 1,000-foot altitude, but we've got a lot further to go.
I know